Like, subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos from PHN Learn. For more videos, download our app from the Play Store.
Welcome back to the Android Studio development tutorial by PHN Technology Private Limited. So in this section, we are going to discuss about activity life cycle. This is very important part from the point of view of your interview. So if you are preparing Android for your interview purpose or for your future as a career, you should focus on this point very well, because this is the point from where most of the interview questions arises. What is activity life cycle? Now, the things, the processes that we see around us, each and everything has a life cycle. It starts from somewhere and it ends at certain point. Similarly, activities also have their own life cycle. Now, when I am saying activity, it does not refers to the complete app. Let's say your app can have 2, 3, 4 multiple activities, and each activity will have its own life cycle. Means it begins from a certain function and it ends at a certain function. Between that start and that end, there are various different levels. It passes through various different states and then it goes to the end state. Okay? Most of the time there are reversals. For example, thing went from state 1 to state 2, state 2 to state 3, and from state 3 can again start from state 1. So how does these state transitions happen? What are these states of an activity we are going to see here now. Now, in main-activity.java file, we had seen about onCreate function, and we have said that the execution starts from onCreate function. Now, this onCreate is nothing but the start point of an activity. So, activity lifecycle is a set of different functions which are used to indicate different states of an activity. Yeah. So, first of all, let me show you the list of these functions that we call as part of activity lifecycle. The first function is onCreate function. It is called when the activity is created. So, when we first open an app or when we open the app, the first activity is created. Okay. When we click on a button, new activity is created. Whenever an activity is created, which is the first function to be called? OnCreate. And that is why we write all our code in OnCreate, so that our code will be executed as soon as the function, the library or the activity is called, the activity is created. Okay. Next function is onStart. So, we feel like we have written the code in onCreate and we are getting the output, but actually this is not so. When we create an activity, it becomes visible. The state 0 is creating activity which is just created, and the next state of an activity is when it is visible to the user, when we are able to see its design. Now, in between these two things, these two states, there are various states. So, there are total 2 states in between. After onCreate, the activity enters into the onStart state, means onStart function is called. After onStart, onResume function is called, and then the activity becomes visible. So, before the activity is actually visible on your screen, actually it goes through 3 states. First of all onCreate, then onStart, and then onResume. Just like onCreate, you can also override these functions and you can write your code. So, the code that you have written in onCreate, you can write it in onStart also and in onResume also. It will not affect your performance. Okay, you will get the same output because all the 3 functions are called before the activity becomes visible, and our object should be initialized before the activity becomes visible. So, we can write the code in any of these 3 functions. Okay. Now, activity has reached to a stable state, that is, it is visible. So, here as you can see, onStart, when activity is becoming invisible to the user. Okay. Here, when it is created, onCreate, when it is becoming visible to the user, onStart, onResume, when it starts interacting with the user. Means we are actually able to click on button, we are actually able to type. When it starts that interacting process, at that time onResume function is called. Okay. Now, for example, you are on an activity and you clicked on a button. What happened? Because of that button click event, a new activity is being opened. Okay. So, This is first activity and this is the new activity. Initially this was in the foreground, you were able to view it. When I clicked on a button and this new activity comes into the foreground, what happens? This activity goes in the background. Okay. Now when this activity goes in the background, again this activity is created just now, so it will call its on create, on start and on resume functions. But this second activity goes into the pause state. So on pause function is called. First this activity calls the on pause function, means it goes into the pause state, then this activity comes into the picture. It calls its own on create, on start, on resume. Okay. After that this activity goes to on stop. Okay. So it first goes into pause, then this second activity comes into action, then this first activity stops. So it is in on stop. Now if you close this activity, then it will again come into picture, but it will not go to on create, it will go to on start, on resume, and it will again display, because it is not being created, it is already created, we are just displaying it again, we are making it visible. And when we close this activity, so this activity is on stop, on pause, on stop and on destroy functions are called. Alright, I'll explain this to you with the help of a flow chart, so it will be clearly visible. So see what happens when an activity is launched. It is created. First function is called is on create. Then the next on start function is called. After that on resume function is called. Okay. Now after on resume, the activity is running, means it is visible to the user. Now here we are doing our operations. We are executing our on click events, our functions, dialog and all. After this, when we click on a button which requires a new activity to come in foreground, another activity comes into the foreground. So what happens in that case? First activity is on pause method is called. Okay. Then after on pause, this current activity is no longer visible and the new activity comes into the picture. When the new activity becomes visible, the first activity is on stop method is called. Okay. As you can see here. So its on stop method is called. Now after this on stop, activity waits on this on stop function till it is in background. Okay. Now for example, you cleared your app from the recent, means you closed your app. So because of such actions, what happened? This background process get killed, means the background app is now killed, and in that case on destroy function will be called and activity will be shut down. Okay, this is the first case. Second case can be when this activity is in on stop and you closed this activity. So this will again come into the picture. So while again coming into the picture, from on stop it will go to on restart, and then it will go to on start, on resume, and again it will be visible to the users. Because it will be again visible to us. So after on stop, there are three ways for an activity. First is it will be destroyed by the user. Second is user again brings it to the foreground, so it will call the on restart state, then it will go to on start, it will go to on resume, and the activity will again start executing. Okay. Now the third way where the activity can go from on stop is app process killed. This is a very rare case. For example, your mobile RAM is very low and you have opened several apps already. So there is shortage of memory for the processor is not getting sufficient memory. So in that case, what processor do is, it searches for the ideal activities. Now if activity is in on stop state for too long, processor considers that it is an ideal activity and it kills that process. So app process killed. In case if your activity is killed by the processor, it will again need to be created, then start, then resume, and then it will run. Okay? So either it can be destroyed, it can be killed, or it can be brought to foreground. These are the three ways for an activity. I know this might be a bit confusing, so we will better understand this with the help of an example. Yeah? Let's try an example. So what I have did is, I have created a project, and in the design file, I have added a button click. Okay. This is my activity_main.xml. Now let's go to main_activity.java file. Here in this main_activity.java file, we already have this onCreate method, which is by default. In this on create, I have created object of button click, and I have initialized that object. Next, what I will do is I will write the click event of this object. So click dot set on click listener new space capital O, enter. Now here we will open the second activity. So first of all we will have to add the activity. So I will go to file, we will right click on the app folder to add an activity, new activity. Here we will select an empty activity. Let's give it a name as second activity. Oh, finish. So now my new activity is being added. I have to redirect on this button click to the second activity. Excuse me. A very simple application. So for redirection we will use intent I equals to new intent. First is main activity dot this, and second one is second activity dot class, semicolon, and then we will write start activity. Now to check whether all the functions are actually executing or not, what we will do is we will write all those functions. So first function was on create. Okay. After on create, the next function is on start. So here after this on create function, see this is where the on create function is ending. You can check the curly brackets. When you click at the ending curly bracket, the opening curly bracket highlights. So this is the bracket of on create. Come out of this on create, and next function is on start. Starts S will be capital. So here is on start, select the suggestion. Keep super dot on start as it is, and here we will write toast activity 1 arrow on start. Means just to indicate that yes, on start method is called. So whenever on start function will be called, we will get this message A1 arrow on start. Similarly in this on create also we will write one toast message that will say A1 on create. So it will indicate that the on create method of activity 1 is called. We have written on start. Now after this on start, which is the next function in our life cycle, on resume. Okay, so on resume, on resume. After this super dot on resume, we will add this toast message A1 arrow on resume. This is simply the text that we are displaying in double quote, simple strings, just to indicate that which function is called. Now after on resume, our activity will come into visibility. Then next function is on pause. Okay, so on pause. Here we will display the toast message. So whenever this on pause will be called, what will be the toast message displayed? A1 on pause. After on pause, which is the function? On stop and on destroy. So we will override those functions as well. Remember, you have to write it after the function but inside the class. So see here, this is the curly bracket of class. On pause, next is on stop, toast message A1 on stop. Okay. A1 on stop, and next will be on destroy. So A1 on destroy, and we have one more function in our life cycle, that is on restart. So let's write about this on restart also. On restart, toast message on restart. So this is about my activity 1. Now we have second activity also. We won't design anything in second activity. What I will do is, I will simply override all these methods of second activity also. Okay. So on all this activity, because these methods are of activity life cycle, they are present with each and every activity, and in activity second we will change this toast message to A2, so that we will get to know which activity's method is called, A1 or A2. So I will change it to A2, and in this on create I will write a toast message A2 on create. So in activity 1, main activity, and second activity, what we have done is we have just overridden all the functions and we have written a toast message in each function. Okay? Let's execute our program and check the output. Okay, I'll execute it again so that we'll be able to see the output from the start. Installing A1 on create, A1 on start, A1 on resume. And then my activity is visible. So before becoming visible, 3 functions are called: A1 on create, A1 on start, A1 on resume. Okay. Now I will click on this button so that this activity will go in background and second activity will come in foreground. So let's click on this. First A1 dot on pause, then A2 on create, A2 on start, A2 on resume, and then A1 on stop. Means initially this first activity goes into the pause state, this activity comes into the picture, activity 2 is on create, on start, on resume, means it is visible, and once this activity is visible, the first activity goes into the stop state. Okay. Now if I click on the back button here, what will happen? Okay, so when I click on the back button here, what will happen? Let's see. A2 on pause, A1 on restart, A1 on start, A1 on resume, and then A2 on stop and A2 on destroy, because now activity 2 is destroyed. Okay, and our activity 1 is again in the picture in the foreground. Now if I close this activity 1 also, so A1 on pause, A1 on stop, A1 on destroy, and the activity is now not visible, it is destroyed. So this is how each and every activity works. These are some functions which are used with every activity, okay? And you can use these functions for different purpose. For example, let's say you are making an e-commerce app. Okay, so user will add some products, and if I click on view to cart, the product should be added. In this case, on create will not be called because cart activity is already opened in the background. Okay. You are viewing the cart and you went to, again you went to order. So cart is already created, on create will not be called. So we need to write the code in on resume or on start, which are called each time we are bringing our activity into focus to reload the data or something. So these are some applications where we have to use this activity life cycle. Practice this program properly and go through this flow chart. The diagrams and the documentation is available in the document section. You can download it from there. And alright, so see you again in the next video.
For more videos, download our app from the Play Store.